ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time for the main event of the evening.
Wonder, can his fighting spirit and zest for combat carry the day once again?
Well, if his body language is any indication, he's already out in the middle of the ring.
Here we go, round number one, Mэнni Pacman and Yordenis Ugas. Pacquiao out, probing with the jab, and there's the double jab immediately from Ugas. Sean Porter, as you pointed out, he's got a beautiful jab, and he usually throws two at a time. Pacquiao steps in with body shots.
Yeah, Yordenis has got to continue to use that jab. I appreciate the patience of you, Yordenis, but use that jab and keep Mэнni guessing. Make Mánny reset. That's what the jab is going to do. It's going to force Mánny to reset.
You saw how quickly he was able to jump in and get to the body, Joe.
Yeah, it's pretty much what he did with Thurman in the first round. He went out there and unleashed a combination. He's got fast feet still, Mánny Pacquiao. And look, Ugas is going to have to deal with Manny's jab too when he does decide to throw it. So, you know, but Ugas definitely have the reach advantage. There's no doubt about it.
That was a nice jab that Ugas just landed too, fellas. Just stepped it right in, and Pacquiao had to respect it.
And that's the thing about Mánny. You can get Mánny to respect you. You can get some room and some space to operate. And right now, Ugas has the respect because he's created the distance that he needs.
Oh, he jumped right in there and hit him with the right hook. Mánny has always been able to close that gap. Remember, he fought Juan Manuel Marquez, knocked him down 3 times with left hands in the first round. Marquez could not find an answer. Ugas already realizing he's in with a very different guy. Hard right hand from Ugas.
Mánny landed a good right hook, and Ugas came back with a stiff jab himself.
I mean, look at the fighting spirit from Pacquiao already, and it's a very different fight against Keith Thurman. Thurman was the guy who was pressing. Pacquiao was very mobile. Here it is Pacquiao showing the power early in this round one.
Yeah, he knows he can't stay on the outside of that long reach of Ugas's. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that, Sean?
Yeah, no, he can't stand on the outside, and I think right now, a little too much posturing right now and posing by Mánny. I like to see Mánny a little bit more of that in and out, but we got to appreciate the fact that he is 42, and he's got to pace himself a little bit more.
And the fact that Ugas is smart enough to clip you on the way in if you make mistakes. So he's got to be a little bit cautious. I think he threw caution to the wind like 2 or 3 times so far in different sets, Mánny has in this round.
I got Ugas' attention as well. I mean, you can see Ugas would like to stand there and throw that long jab out, but he's getting touched by Pacquiao, and he can see the power, and you have to respect the Pacquiao power. Pacquiao says bring that up, so does Russell Mora.
Yep. Well, that's one thing that Ugas does well. If he blocks or turns on you, he'll come back and counter you with 2 body shots, not just 1, 2.
He throws him hard too, Joe. He'll dig in and throw a hard body shot. Against Pacquiao, though, as most fighters have found, it's just a different rhythm. It's a different equation.
You see what I'm saying? Look, the jab. The jab is going to be, it's going to lead to the success for Ugas.
He jumped in and he got pushed down. Obviously not a knockdown as we end round number 1. And
but I just think the effort alone by Pacquiao won him that round.
I agree, but the thing that I liked about Ugas was he wasn't afraid to use his jab to keep Mánny off of him. But the other thing, that push at the end of the round, the respect. You need Mánny to respect you. Mánny doesn't respect the jab. That's why he's getting hit with the jab.
That was a beautiful counter jab from Ugas too. And in round number 1, 21 of his 27 punches thrown were jabs. And not only that, it's an effortless double jab. He puts the first one out, that second one lands again.
And I gotta also say this, remember, Yordenis Ugas is a Cuban fighter, has the Cuban background 100%. That's an intellectual island, those fighters. Very intellectual fighters. So we see the jab right now. Ugas is working accordingly.
Look at the championship rounds fought. I mean, no one's gonna stack up to Pacquiao through 27 years of being a professional. A pro at the age of 16 at 98 pounds. And I would say even in round 1, good jab by Pacquiao. Pacquiao is still the more menacing fighter, isn't he? When he jumps in with a combination, you know he means business.
Yeah, and Pacquiao landed a good jab himself just a second ago. They're not as often as Ugas is throwing his, but Ugas is not really not working in a hard way. In other words, he's just throwing an occasional jab right now, and he's really holding back on some better power punches that he should be throwing.
Pacquiao was stopped there by a right hand. He's doubling up on the jab and then a left hand coming off the jab as well. Pacquiao is still busy with his hands. Ugas outlanding Pacquiao so far in this fight.
I can also see the patience of Manny. It could be Manny, and he's getting hit with the jab. We can't ignore the fact that Ugas is landing jabs, but I got a feeling Manny's trying to set him up, let him get comfortable so that he'll open up a little more.
I agree with that because Manny's always looking for that to land that big shot. But another thing Ugas is doing, Sean, and you know the conventional way to move against the southpaw is towards their jab side, but Ugas is moving towards the power shot, the power side of Manny Pacquiao, which is unusual. I encourage it with southpaws, but not many guys do that.
Those numbers, by the way, are interesting in that Pacquiao is throwing a lot of jabs but not landing. Ugas is much more accurate. 45 seconds to go here in round number 2. Pacquiao jumps in, tries to trade. Would love to get this as a firefight on the inside. Ugas has real power. Pacquiao has to respect that right hand coming up the middle.
Yeah, and again,
there it is.
Pacquiao and Ugas both landed good uppercuts to the belly in that last exchange, one each.
Very good round of boxing by Ugas. I like everything from Ugas in this round, the jab, the patience, that shell defense that he likes to use, and also timing Manny pretty well with the offhand.
Another jab by Ugas. He has outlanded Manny Pacquiao through 2 rounds. It's been an interesting fight. Yordenis Ugas's fiancée ringside here as we get into round number 3, and I'm keeping a close eye on the jab connect, 17-6 in favor of Yordenis Ugas as Pacquiao jumps in with a jab immediately.
And the physicality right there of Ugas to push him off. I like that.
That's right, but Russell Mora just warned him for doing that because you know you can't push off. It's not legal.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
But to be there and gain his respect, so not going to get pushed around.
Exactly.
You know, probably not going to deter Manny Pacquiao much. I mean, getting pushed, especially if he's got the backing of the referee right now. So he's, you know, like I say, Pacquiao's is going to win these rounds just by sheer, you know, action, just by keeping his hands busy. Because right now, Ugas is not busy. Don't you agree?
No, he's not busy this round. I gave Ugas the second round, and the reason why I gave Ugas his second round is because of his jab, and he was a little more busy in the second than he is now here in the third. But I'll tell you what, he's giving Manny Pacquiao a puzzle to solve.
Good
right there.
Good right hand there by Ugas comes in right after Pacquiao had a counter jab back in. But that right hand gets his attention. Pacquiao tries to go to war. Another right hand by Ugas.
I'll tell you what that is. That's a great right Cuban hook. It's like a right. It's not straight, but it's not a hook. It comes around your glove.
Well, that's right.
Manny's not ready for that punch.
Ugas able to block those shots from Pacquiao. At least those. You see the punches landed. Still quite close, and we've got a real fight. We expected it, and we're getting it.
But see that right hand, that little looper right hand that he's throwing, it's only possible because he's edging on the right side, on Manny Pacquiao's left side. So he's got a nice little view there, and that's how he's landing it. Plus, it's trying to set up that straight right hand. He wants to give him a little taste around the corner and then come down the middle with it eventually.
And guess what? Manny isn't using his feet. You know, we can speak to him being 42, but he's got to start to use his legs and give Ugas a different look beyond those fast hands that he has.
What's the look you're looking for?
I'm looking for in and out. I'm looking for pivots.
Pacquiao backs Ugas up to the ropes right after he ate a strong right hand. They'll have to make this a war. If you stand at distance, it'll end up like that. Ugas is able to fight at distance with that beautiful long jab.
Here's what we knew when we fought Ugas. We knew that he wouldn't move his feet very well, and we knew that we would have a good chance of outboxing him. I moved a lot in that fight because I knew that Ugas didn't have the kind of feet that I have. Ugas doesn't have the feet that Manny has, but Manny's not using them right now.
Yeah, Pacquiao is not moving around the ring. You're right, not mobile. He was very mobile 2 years ago.
You know what it looks like?
Big hook right there.
Again,
you know what it looks like to me? Looks to me like he just wants to bowl his way right through Ugas.
Yeah.
And he's not interested in doing angles or anything else. He wants to go get him.
He wanted a piece of Ugas there, no question about it. We're through 3 rounds.